Well, it depends on how you count it, but I moved here permanently and started full-time in September of 2000. It's hard to believe, but yes, I am starting my official 20th year. Colorado Symphony is really an identity for me as having been here now over 20 years. I mean, certainly more of my adult life has been spent here than anywhere else. So it's home. Colorado is home. The symphony is home. I was recruited here by Marin also through our friendship and working together in the Cincinnati Symphony, where I was principal second. After a season of being guest concertmaster, fully intending to go back to Cincinnati Symphony, the orchestra asked me if I would stay. It was really instant love. I mean, I could tell it was a city that was just moving forward, and also I felt that I could hopefully make a difference here, that I was needed somehow, and that perhaps I could help in really making this orchestra a success. The challenge in an organization like ours is always about finding the right balance and how to create that diet where everyone is satisfied. And while there are many of us who would still prefer to play Mahler and Strauss and Beethoven as our main diet, we're also really happy to see an incredibly excited, sold-out crowd at Red Rocks and Betcher going crazy with the likes of Flaming Lips. I think it's the right direction for our symphony because really we exist as a service to our community and the constituents, and we want to be there for everyone. But that also includes curating what we do best, I think, is continuing the tradition of presenting live performances of the masterworks. Playing the violin and being a musician, playing in an orchestra, this does not happen in its own little practice room. There's a tradition that is handed down from our teachers and from really learning on the job. I teach at the Lamont School of Music in the University of Denver, and I've been doing that for over 10 years. And it's such a joy because these students at Lamont are exceptionally talented, not just in their instrument, but just as people. Sometimes itinerant musicians that might just want to have a coaching with me about how to take an audition. Taking auditions for a symphony orchestra job is an art form in itself, and often you have many fantastic players who don't seem to be successful at the audition stage because they may not have had the right coaching. I learned so much from my students, and it solidifies my beliefs about what is important. It's very satisfying. It's something that I want to continue to do into the future. I do enjoy many things, but to be able to do music on a daily basis and make a living, that's a privilege that is such a, I don't know, you sort of feel like you won a lottery or something, sort of pinch me, I'm living the dream, sort of speak. So it's very hard to imagine that I could be doing anything else that I would enjoy as much on a daily basis. I really don't know. I can't imagine anything. When words fail, music begins. And it's really apt because, I mean, this is its own language, and you don't actually have to really understand it even. You just feel, and you are carried away by it, and you experience it. So yes, I mean, you could play music for anyone in any place and feel an instant connection. You know, what brings all of us together is the music. So I think that the universality of music and really all the arts is what just is so beautiful about it, and why we continue to pursue it. You know, as musicians, we'd love nothing else than to be coddled and for us to not know anything except to have to focus on our music and to just show up and play our best and then leave and then do it all over again and get ready for the next concert. But that's really not the reality of our world, our arts world here in America, in Colorado in 2019. Many of the arts organizations, nonprofit organizations, are nonprofit because we do not exist to make a profit. We do not exist to make money. We exist to serve the community. And we serve the community by presenting works that really are a testament to human achievement. I mean, a Beethoven symphony doesn't happen on its own. You have a stage full of incredibly highly trained musicians who are capable of delivering that in live performance at the highest level. Sometimes people ask, well, what's the difference between a classical music and pop music and whatnot? And what I would love to tell people is classical musicians are classically trained so that we have a certain level of mastery over the instrument that's often really beyond the needs of many of the other genres of music. So we can very quickly play pretty much anything that you put in front of us. And that's the versatility that we show weekend in, weekend out, that we can do a movie score with 2 rehearsals and then turn around and do a Mahler symphony the next week and then have a youth concert with 20 pieces. So it's an incredibly demanding program. And so what you're supporting is all of it. Ticket sales only cover about 45% of the costs to run this organization and have these highly trained musicians in the community. So we have always relied on the support of people, community, corporations, and foundations. And so we will continue to need that support if we want to continue to provide this level of music to the community. So I hope you'll support us. What do I do for fun? Well, I love being at home. I'm a total homebody. And especially when you have a little girl that you're trying to raise on top of the busy schedule, there's really nothing sweeter than being home and hanging out, watching movies, cooking, playing games. So that's sort of my way of have fun and relaxation. The best thing about being a musician is that you get to share. You're really sharing your music, and then you feel the response from the audience. So you have this connection, this camaraderie that's instantaneous. The worst thing about being a musician is maybe not being able to turn it off sometimes, But I don't know. That's not so bad either.